just so appreciative of your hospitality, and thank you for everybody that came out today. You know, whenever I was first elected to Congress in 2008, and I was sworn in 2009, I got to tell you, being in Congress is a little bit like being in high school. You know what you want to do, but usually you have to get somebody else's permission. And committee assignments were that way. And I was blessed, though. Well, my first choice for a committee assignment in Congress was agriculture. And to me, it's obvious. Quite frankly, I like to eat. And if you like to eat, you want high quality, affordable, and safe food, you want to be on the agriculture committee. Well, it goes beyond that, in addition to my appetite and my desire to eat. It really has to do with this Pennsylvania's #1 industry. Pennsylvania's economy, the backbone of Pennsylvania's economy is agriculture. And 1 out of 7 Pennsylvanians, every 7 Pennsylvanians, owe their job directly or indirectly to agriculture. And so it was kind of interesting when I got my first pick, and I remember showing up at the first meeting where I was with my colleagues, and it wasn't the congressman, my good friend here, one of my mentors, but it was some of the guys from the Midwest, you know, maybe the big farm country. They looked at me and said, "You're from Pennsylvania. Why would you ever want to be on agriculture?" They're just absolutely clueless. And so, but they have since become educated about how important agriculture is in Pennsylvania, not just for our Pennsylvania economy, but quite frankly for food security for this nation. There are a lot of threats to our national security. I've woken up to that at different mornings with having a son and a daughter-in-law in the military and that have been deployed, a son being wounded. I recognize there are tremendous threats to our national security. But I think the fastest way, the most imminent threat to our national security, be at whatever point we become dependent on another country for our food supply. I don't travel often. Outside the 5th District, it's big enough. Thank you for allowing me to come into, Commissioner, allowing me to come into Chester County. But the times I have traveled have been to different countries around the world that, I don't know whether you can consider them vacation spots or not. It's places like Afghanistan and Iraq and Pakistan and Yemen and Djibouti, Africa. And the things I see there is where you do not have food security, you've got chaos, you've got violence, you have poverty. You have illiteracy, you have childhood mortality. Food security is so important, and we are blessed as a nation, but we can never take it for granted. One of the, today we're here, and it's perfect. June, by the way, happy Dairy Month. June is Dairy Month. This farm is among just a little over 8,300 dairy farms that we have here in Pennsylvania that make up the largest segment of our #1 industry. But we shouldn't take for granted, because we're here and we're seeing a successful operation today, that is something that we should ignore or not be attentive to. You know, one of the most alarming statistics I saw is between 2001 and 2009, we lost 1/3 of our dairy farms in this nation. They just went away. They became parking lots, they became housing developments, a few converted to beef operation, but 1/3 of our dairy in 2001, 2009. And the Congressman, the former Chairman of Agriculture, can tell you, 2010 wasn't a great year, as you all know, for dairy. And so I fear we certainly lost more in 2010. And so attending to the issues of our #1 industry is incredibly important, and that's why I was so pleased when and we know the workforce issues, and there are a lot of issues that we'll probably maybe get into with Q&A, because this is meant to, I'll tell you what this is meant to be. This is meant to be a conversation today. We've got 3 members of Congress here. We have different titles, we have different names. Sometimes you get called different names. Some of them not real pleasant. But the title that I like best is representative, because representative communicates a relationship. Representative communicates a dialogue, a conversation. And that's what today is meant to be, so that we can learn and you can help prepare us to do a better job of working on behalf of agriculture, the agriculture industry here today. And so when I reached out to my good friend Bob Goodlatte, who is from Virginia, and I believe it's the 6th Congressional District of Virginia, he didn't hesitate. He said yes. I don't even think he thought about it that long. He said, sure, I'd love to do it, is what he said. And what a blessing. Today you have an opportunity to hear from a man who today is the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. When it comes to workforce issues, a lot of that lies within that jurisdiction. He's also a gentleman, though, that has been the chairman of the Agriculture Committee and made his mark as the chairman of the Agriculture Committee. I'm very proud that in my service as I chair the subcommittee, and the subcommittee the Conservation, Energy, Forestry, Soils, Waters, Watersheds, that is actually a path the chairman has had in terms of responsibilities with many of the subcommittees I've served on. And so it really is an honor and a privilege to be able to introduce and to welcome here to the Keystone State, to Chester County, to this wonderful dairy farm, Chairman Bob Goodlatte.